All right, well, fix it here. I have a Ford F-150. It's 1999. I think I got a fuel pump issue. And I'm going to try to show you guys. I don't know anything about cars really. I just what Daddy taught me kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break into this thing and go through some basic things that run a fuel pump, because my gut tells me it's a fuel pump. Because here's what I got. Check this out. So what they call that is it's turning over, but it's not catching. So reasons would be, you lack spark, you have a fuel issue, or your fuse is blown on your fuel pump, the relay is broken on your fuel pump. That can be accessed right inside the engine compartment. So let's do the easy stuff first. Let's just check our relay and our fuse. Right? Let's check that out. So your fuse box is right here by the driver's side. Take that lid off. Look it up in your manual which one it's going to be. So we're looking at fuse number 10 and relay 301. Might be different in your truck. I'm not sure which one you're working on, but fuse 10's right there. That is good. You'd want to pull it out, look at it. I've done it already. I can see it here too. And it's 301 is the relay. So the way you test this is you put somebody in the rig and they turn the key just to the on position. That should switch your relay on so your fuel pump gets power. So basically you just put your finger on it and have the person turn it over, or just turn it to the on position, not turn it over, and you'll feel that switch over. So that should check out. Mine did. So now we're moving on to fuel pressure, because if these two are working, that means the fuel pump should be getting the power. Then it should be the fuel pressure. So let me show you where that is next. It's right back there is where it is. So it was really difficult for me to find because I don't know how trucks work, and we located it. See right there, that little silver cap right there. So basically it's like a tire valve. So the little pokey thing inside, when it was off, I pushed it and no pressure was there, obviously, because the pump wasn't on. Then you turn your key to the on position, like as if you're going to listen to your radio, and that should pressurize the fuel system. So then I went back, obviously with safety glasses on and with a rag, and didn't know how much pressure was going to come out of there, because I guess there's like 40 pounds of pressure on that line. I pressed the little nipple thing and nothing came out. So my pump is not working. That's how you can test down to it. And that's the idiot way of doing it. There's gauges they make for that. You just screw on there. There's lots of there's a systematic way of doing these things. I am just your redneck guy who's just going to fix stuff and try to get it fixed. If I can't, I take it to the mechanic. So let's go get the parts. I got to go buy the fuel pump and a bit to take off the bed. I'm going to show you how to take off the bed of your truck. So I got my bed liner out. Basically there's 6 bolts. I'm going to mark them on the film right there, and then you also have to detach your headlight or your tail lights, and there's 3 of those that need to be taken off, and I'll show you those. So here we go. Alright, so now let's unbolt the bed. So that's going to look like, so that's the bolt that's going to come out. You got 6 of those, like I said. So let's get this one. Oh, this is going to be a T50. So it's that star wrench. Do that all 6 times. Hopefully you don't have any rust issues. Looks like I have a little bit. Lock tight when you put them back on, and do the rest of the 6. Alright, so that bolt actually was rusted solid. I heated up the nut, thought I got it loose, didn't work. Kept spinning, kept
I stripped it out. So I ended up having to cut that thing off with my cutting, whatever you call it, angle grinder thing. So we'll figure that one out when we get to that, putting it back together. Now, last piece. One of them is going to be your gas spout. So see the 3 nuts in there, or 3 bolts. That's a 9/32. I'm going to take those off, and there's a little piece inside. This little hose clamp right here. You'll undo that, and that will allow the whole thing to come down. Then you'll have to take the tail lights out. So there's the main hub for the tail light, the driver's side back by the bumper, right down there. So that's where I got that one off. Then you just tuck that one back up inside there. That is a bear to get off. And then also your license plate lights right up there. I don't know if you're able to see that, but right up behind your license plate, you basically just push in and twist, and those come right out, and just hide those up inside the bed, there, and then let the other one hang. This is the one that goes to the main harness, and let that hang. Now the bed should come straight off. So let's see if we can get the gas thing off. All I'm going to do is just break these loose. Now they should come off pretty easy. It's like a screwdriver. Alright, so now we're under the back wheel on the driver's side, and this is where the tube for the gas input to the tank goes. So what this is, this little hose clamp holds this all together, so we're going to break that loose. Oh, come on. There we go. And there's a little lip up here, so you can slide that down, and now you're loose. So in theory, the idea is now when we go to pick this whole thing up, this is going to just fall loose. So we got to kind of tip it this way so that that gas mouth can come out of that hole here, right up in that area. So that's just going to slide right out. All right, let me get my buddy over here and we'll pick this up, see if we can do it 2 people. 3 is probably ideal, so see what we can do. So got the bed off here. Here's a look inside. So this is the bed should have gone. Just put it back, a little support back there. Hold up the back of it. I'd say it's about 200 pounds maybe. So there's your gas tank. And there's where the culprit is. So we're going to take these 2 lines off, like this, get that thing out, and that should give us what we need. Let's get into it. Okay, so take off these 6 bolts. Make sure none of this dust gets into your gas tank. It's going to make the filter issue even worse. Okay, so I had to figure out how to get this off. There's a bunch of little wings in there that are pushing down on the end of this. So they make a tool for this. You just put it on the end and push it in. It pushes all those wings out at the same time. But it's not rocket science. So let's go ahead and figure this out. All you do is you push a flathead screwdriver just into it, kind of get each one going. Go. So those are off the side. I forgot to tell you about these 2. These are like safety keepers, so they go into the hole and then they click on. So I'll show you how to put them back on. I'll show you how to take them off that seems confusing to you. Probably shouldn't, but who knows. And then you got this little. So you gotta push the grommet up. Oh, so you push the grommet down and it releases it from there. So work my tail off just to get that. So there we go. Now we're disengaged. Now let's get this off. So a little bushing in there that's probably smashed. This is 1999 truck, so I'm sure it's crushed in and made like glue now. There we go. That's when they give you a new gasket, because it's all messed up. And he's got to figure out how to get it out. It's a big, long, oh, the grommet's still on there. Big, long mechanism. Float. There's the float right here. So we'll get that out. Just take your time so you don't bend nothing. There we go. Alright, so this is your fuel pump. This is the filter where it intakes. This is your float, so it's empty, full. So, hands clean. We're going to start taking off. These are temporary, or you have to snip these off. So I need a pair of dikes. I need a ratchet to take that off, to take off the housing holder. This is the holder for the pump. And that's about it. So let's get the tools. So put these off. Okay. There we go, a little button right there. Push that down, slides right out. Alright, we're still doing alright. Okay, so now we're going to put it all together. So, just working backwards. Take off all the guards. This bad boy on. It only goes on one way, so it shows you the little places. Even though this is probably sufficient, I figured 17 years old. I'm just going to toss it. This was 20 bucks. Looks like the grommet's on there already, so I don't need the other one. It just slips right on. Looks flush. Yep, plus it's pushing against that rubber piece. Alright. One thing also I saw that was really cool was this piece is what they gave us for the adapter going to here. So only one way to put it on, and that little clippy thing that I almost busted goes right like that. And then this one can only go in one way too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this cord. Oh, first we got to take off this old hose. Without breaking that valve, my hands will slip. There we go. One thing I do know is we need to make the measurements correct. So don't cut your
this measurement correctly, and then they give you way too much hose, so that way you can cut it to fit, because this is made for multiple models. So it's going to be that long. Mark it right there. Where are my dikes? Cut it right there. Clean it up a little bit. Put on this one first. What's cool is they give you some of these guys to pinch it down. Make sure you put this on before you lasso it up, because you're real bare to get it all together. Seated correctly so nothing rubbing. There we go. Alright, so we'll zip these up. Let's first do this. Lasso it a couple times just so these wires aren't flopping around. Do it. And then just to be safe too, I'll probably get some zip ties and just zip tie it in. Just want to make sure that's going the right way, and click her in. There we go. Grommet goes right there, so right above the bump. Alright. Grab zip tie and I'll just lasso that up so it doesn't snag on the floater arm. It's going to do its job. It's going to float away or get in the way of anything else. Maybe that one. Clean this off. That. Thing. Stuff for bumps, stuff for rubs. There you go. It's that simple. Now let's go put everything back together. After we secure this guy down, we'll be done. Up there, screw it in. Getting bumped. Let's put it back in. It's definitely a tight fit.
Remember I was talking about those grommets at a bushing? Well, what that was already there. There we go. Just want to make sure nothing's rubbing there. I felt some pressure, so it's the filter. It's kind of pushing against the wall of the tank, so you got to kind of shimmy it in there. There we go. All right. I feel pretty good about that. So, wire harness. Reattach. I might just put that there, and I'm gonna throw a zip tie right there because I pulled a grommet off the wall in there. I broke it. Those will go in the same place. Remember where you took them off of. If you need to, take pictures as you go. These are simple now. They click on. Safety thing into between those things. Just put it down. That keeps it so the thing doesn't collapse on itself again. Make sure it's clean. Click. Alright, zip tie, and then we'll put it back all together and see. Well, let's see if this thing starts right now. Let's give it a shot. Alright, everything's in place. Let's give it a shot. Pretty sure this should do it. Fixed it. You can too.